we will be moving forward with a report to council on Monday evening.
Thank you, CBO Burrows. With that, I'll move to the public comment period. So I'm going to open the floor for public comment, and we'll do it in two stages. We'll deal with those who are in the room first, and then I'll go to online folks. So if you would like to make a public comment, please state your name, your address, your phone number, and if you would like to be notified of any decision. So for those who are in the room, anybody like to speak? Okay, I'm not getting anyone, so we'll go to the folks online. Online folks, again, if you'd like to speak, before you speak, please state your name, address, and phone number, and if you'd like to be notified of any decision. Any questions or comments from folks online?
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make comment if that's possible.
Okay, I'm sorry, name, address, and phone number?
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Robert Kitowski, Kitowski, residing at 574 Ducharme Road, Alberton, Ontario. However, a property owner in Fort Francis. Contact number is 807-444-4244. And I would like to receive correspondence with regards to this application and continuous applications. Mr. Mayor?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Kitowski. Go ahead.
So through you, Mr. Mayor, maybe to the planner, if that's possible, I would like to, if it's possible, either share the screen or I can go through it with the administrative report and go through a couple of questions and concerns that I would have for fully supporting this project.
Can we share Mr. Kitowski's screen?
Oh, no, or you can share the report if you want, Mr. Mayor, through you to the planner.
I just, CBO Burrows?
Sorry, Robert. Just want some clarification on which sections of the reports, if you were speaking with the planning rationale or the administrative report.
Administrative report. I never had a lot of opportunity to go through the planning rationale, Mr. Mayor, through you.
Sorry, and through the mayor, is the clerk able to put it on the Teams meeting or the Teams broadcast, the administrative report?
Okay, thank you. I can see it on my screen. If I may speak freely, Mr. Mayor, through the report, I would like to take a look at the bottom of page 1.
Go ahead.
Okay, my concern is that for lot 1 to permit a maximum building height of 20 meters to permit the enclosed door storage in the front yard and proposed building height. I understand the reasoning for the 20-meter height, even though that's above the zoning bylaw of 15. However, it doesn't feel characteristic of the neighborhood. And if I have concerns that it's not minor in nature, especially when combined with the minimum frontage requested as well. So if there was ever any concern I would have concerns of your maximum building height of 20, which it doesn't really show that well on the drawings if it's going to be 20 meters, but it might not be characteristic of the neighborhoods, specifically in that lot 1 location identified in the drawings, and not really characteristics of the neighborhood west of the proposed lot location. So that was my first comment of concern that I would like to see if there's any type of further discussion or remediation available on that.
Would you like to comment on that, CBO Burrows?
Yes, thank you. And through the chair, Robert, we do appreciate the comments, and we do identify that this is a site-specific exemption. I do appreciate your comments that this isn't minor in nature to some perspectives, which is why we are looking to adopt this through zoning bylaw amendment. Now, administration and looking at the site, we believe this to be a more strategic location for any sort of site or for any sort of height exemption, mostly due to the commercial and institutional uses to the north of the property, so as not to impact any sort of sunlight, visibility lines from residential properties. Further, with the conceptual plan and the proposed building heights for the property, we are at about 15 meters to the eaves line with a low sloped roof that does exceed that maximum building height. So it isn't where it's a large encompassing area that would be blocking sunlight. It would be a sloped, eased excess of that 15-meter height exemption.
Mr. Gutowski, all of these comments that you make will be noted. Do you have further comments?
I do. Just again, I need to scroll through. Some of it is on section 2, page 4. I don't believe that it's accurate and should be communicated this way, that the Shevlin Yard has been vacant for 40 years. I don't think that's a fair representation of the property. And but that's more of a nitpick type thing. I don't know if it's an accurate statement. I'm sorry, I'm showing it as page 4 on yours, but it's actually page 8 of the administrative report. It says subject lands. It says it's been vacant for over a year. I don't think that would be fair or accurate.
CBO Burrows?
Thank you, Robert. And that is a very good comment. By vacant, we mean it's been underutilized with development, not that it has not been used. Obviously, as a storage site, it has been used, but it has been vacant from any sort of site massing with usable structures or facilities.
Okay. Thank you. Another question I did have is I was unable to find what was the property zoned prior to the mixed or the future development. Was it industrial heavy or industrial mixed? I could not find that.
CBO?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, to the planner.
Yes, and thank you, and through the chair again. It was zoned open space prior to our official plan and zoning bylaw amendment. So open space is contingent with parklands, open field spaces, but really with a kind of a pseudo holding provision due to the previous industrial nature of the property. With our new zoning bylaw and official plan review, we did designate it as future development just because it wasn't one of our designated parklands, and we didn't want to impede any sort of further development with reduction in parkland dedication. So we assigned the future development zone and designation to it to posture itself for these future planning and official plan redesignations.
Okay, thank you, CBO. Mr. Kowalski, go ahead.
I appreciate that comment, planner, through the chair. But my concern is that if it was ever zoned industrial before, I was unable to find how was any of the soil contaminants or any of that remediation done to ensure that it was allowed to go to open space, because it's my understanding that when you go from an industrial to maybe commercial, you only need like a level 1 environmental study done. However, as you start going more into that heavy use, heavy residential, R3, the intent of the Planning Act is to prevent communities building school grounds and playgrounds on top of wasteland. So, and I wasn't able to follow that line through all of the committee reports and that. So is there a way that you can map out how we got from what a lot of the residents will know as this as a wood storage lot, place that they used to park trailers and that, to where it's now safe to put children on?
Good question. CBO?
Absolutely, and through the chair. Land use fabric is meant to be a future outlook of what the town desires for property use moving forward in development. Now, establishing a land use doesn't necessarily designate the property as free and clear of environmental concerns for that basis. You can see further in the planning rationale that we have attributed a large portion of the site to have holding provisions on the land, and that is for further environmental study and completion. With the exception of Lot 1 in the open space area, which we do have environmental verification through engineering studies that the soil contaminants are clean. We are just awaiting on record of site condition approval by the ministry for that. Now, coming back to, again, as we discussed with the open space designation and then back to future development, I was not aware of the rationale behind assigning the open space designation back under our previous zoning bylaw, which did attribute to the rationale of attributing the future development zone and official plan designation over the site, just to identify that there was a need for environmental concerns, but obtaining those record of site conditions as a requirement for development, i.e. Site plan approval and building permits, is still a requirement for all properties or all sites on this property.
Thank you, CBO. Mr. Kotowski?
Yes. So I'm sorry, just to follow up on that question. So can one assume that the environmental impact study or the environmental study on lot 1 would be made available or is available?
CBO?
Through the chair, I will defer that over to our infrastructure and growth manager, who has been facilitating the environmental studies and remediation for the site.
Manager Rob.
Thank you, through the chair. So we do have a complete phase 1 and phase 2 environmental site assessment for the northwest corner of that property.
Thank you, Manager Rob. Mr. Kotowski?
Okay. Just two more probably comments. I see in the very proposal, just let me, I don't know if might be the very top of the page, just with your permission to stall, Mr. Mayor. I see that the traffic has significantly changed the traffic pattern. This would be on page 3 of 28 of what I'm assuming is the final outcome of the projections of that whole property. Can you walk me through what the requirements would be so that the traffic study would be done before either a large development on lot 1 would be complete to ensure the traffic loads and the redesign of Front Street? Mr. Mayor, thank you.
CBO Burrows, through you to Manager Rob.
Thank you, through the chair. So back in 2020, 2021, when we did the initial feasibility and preliminary design work for it, the big goal, or one of the big goals that came out of that, was to realign Front Street away from our kind of main waterfront hub, being the Sorting Gap Marina. So that realignment came through the conceptual design phase. We are finalizing the detailed design phase of it, where we are aligning the roadways, working through the turning radiuses, things of that nature, establishing the structural breakdown of the roadbed for the truck traffic on that realignment of Front Street.
Thank you, Manager Rob. Back to you, Mr. Kotowski.
Last questions. Has there been any considerations thought about with this concept with regards to what the space has been used for in the past, including parking for the Bass Championship and emergency response for sandbagging and other things? Is there a backup plan for those, or will those be addressed while looking at the full development moving forward?
CBO Burrows.
Through the chair, and thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thank you, Robert. You can see here on this page that we have opened up that with the traffic relocation going up through the Shevlin Wood site, that we have allocated much more parking area and surface in and around the marina. This would also, and you can kind of see this shaded in and indicated, our bass tournament tent. So the intent is to have a open event space near the marina for the use of the bass tournament, for the use of staging, for the use of parking that doesn't conflict with the traffic that currently exists along Front Street. So and correct me and feel free to ask further questions, but that is the anticipated impact of increasing parking capacity and rerouting traffic away from that parking capacity for the site.
Thank you, CBO. Any further questions, Mr. Kotowski?
No, that's good. That last one was answered quite well. Because there's no resolution, I'll reserve my comments of support to not. other than I think it's close, just with a little bit more work. I can imagine, will this be going to the Committee of Adjustments meeting at some point, Mr. Mayor, or?
Manager, yes, CBO Burrows.
Thank you, and through the chair. Unfortunately, at this time, our Committee of Adjustment isn't a planning advisory body to council. So all opinions and all decisions do get made at the regular council meeting with this council for any sort of zoning bylaw and official plan amendments, as well as this conceptual site in final design.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kotowski. Those
No
are some
further
good
questions.
Is there anyone else online who would like to ask questions or make comment? Anyone else online who would like to ask questions or make comment? One final time. Anyone else online who would like to ask questions or make comment? With that, I'll go back to the living audience in the room. Anyone here like to make a comment or ask questions? Anyone here like to make comment or ask questions? One last time, anyone here in the room like to make comment or ask questions? Seeing none, that completes agenda item number 5. Agenda item number 6 is just a statement that no written communication for the purposes of the public meeting was received as of June 17th. And so with that, I have a resolution. CBO Burrows.
Sorry, Mr. Mayor, and through the chair, I just want to explicitly express that even if you weren't able to make public comments virtually or in person during this time, parties are free to do so prior to the bylaw being passed, and those comments will be considered by council. And those parties will be included with further correspondence and also be able to appeal any decision by council moving forward.
And thank you for that, CBO Burrows. That was a very good reminder. I have a resolution that this public meeting of June 19, 2026, I don't have the CBO here. Who's got the time? 12:18. Now be adjourned at 12:18 p.m. Mover and seconder, please. Councilor McDague, Councilor Mackey. All in favor? That's carried. Thank you. And thank you, everybody, for coming out.